What's up guys, Bionic here. Welcome to today's Raid Shadow Legends video where we are not on my account. As you can see up here, we are on Legion 67's account. Now this is a special player because he is 100% free to play and roughly started playing at the same time I did. Maybe a little bit after, but what's really nice is that he's now managed to get to a 2-key Ultra Nightmare. Okay, so today's video will be about another working model. We'll look at his account, his champions, see what he's done, the dungeons real quick. I do have a recorded run of his Ultra Nightmare performance. Keep in mind though that he is doing auto for these battles. Most of it, but he does have to manual a certain part of it, and that is what I really want to showcase today, how efficient he is at cycling between auto and manual, making his runs pretty reasonable in the amount of time, as well as having some pretty insane damage. Okay, so guys, let's jump right in and let's start taking a look. All right, so we do have a couple Legos, but I look at this compared to my account. Does he have a ton more in here? No, he doesn't, and like it doesn't look like crazy, right? Like he doesn't have like 20 legendaries more than I do. He does have some of the fusions right here, Killian, Skill of the Drakes, right? And then we have perhaps some of his pulls right here. Okay, so he did pull a Tyrant Eliximor, yeah. So obviously this is a very good pull. Why? Because he has this skill right here. We have the increased defense as well as ally protection on a 3-turn cooldown. Okay, so this is a great champion for the clan boss. Also has this passive right here, which is very similar to the Battle Khazar's passive, where it increases your damage if the boss has the HP burn debuff. All right, then we have the HP burn, of course, as well as, if I'm not mistaken, a heal on the A1. All right, pretty good overall. We also have a Dracomorph. I get it, it's a Dracomorph. You know, obviously everybody can do better with a Dracomorph, but hey, sometimes you can get lucky and you can get these very good champions. We are rocking some crit damage gloves, probably a crit damage amulet, of course, accuracy banner. We have defense percent chest, and the rest is pretty, you know, self-explanatory. So decent stats overall. Okay, you can see that he's maybe a little bit low on the defense side, but that is quite normal because he does have a Valkyrie. Skill wise, everything is done. I would assume so. This is a very good champion to max out. What about the Tyrant? Is he completely done? I think we looked at them all already. Here are the Masteries, the gear. We probably have some, okay, we got some crit rate gloves, nice defense percent chest, crit damage amulet, accuracy, and we've got some defense percent boots. This is a guy that you want to be really tough because he is bringing the ally protection, so you want him to be as tough as possible to mitigate some of the damage that he's going to be taking for everyone else. Valkyrie, yeah, she's super good, obviously. So this is his counter attack champion. Also has the shield built in. Okay, so because of this skill alone compared to, let's say, the Skull Crusher, I think she's that much better, right? So she's probably the #1 champion in the game in terms of counterattack because of this and that shield, right? He is rocking her in a Stalwart set, which is very nice. We also have, what, defense percent gloves, defense percent chest. We've got flat defense amulet, flat defense banner, very nice. We've got some defense percent boots. Wow, really nice overall. We have 7k defense. Boom! That is next level, as well as being the slowest champion that we've seen so far, right? Which is exactly what you want in a counter-attack build. All right, let's keep going. What else do we have? I assume maybe the rosin was used at some point. Don't think he is, right? So probably not, right? With the Dracomorph, you basically replace your rosin and your poisoner. So I would assume he probably does not use that champion anymore, but we do use the Sepulchre Sentinel in some cases, if I'm not mistaken. I'll show you guys a couple of screenshots of the affinity runs, but this is a relatively fast Sepulchre Sentinel. All right, so he's probably running her to be a 4-to-3 ratio, right, in terms of turns. Also a decent amount of defense. That's right, a lot of accuracy as well because she is providing our decreased attack. Very nice. We are rocking some defense percent gloves. We have got defense percent chest, crit damage amulet. We've got some accuracy banners, sorry, and the boots are speed, of course. all the skills are completely done. Once again, a very, very good champion to have on your team because you have the increased defense and the block debuffs, okay? So you can block that stun, and also not have to worry about needing a cleanser, all right? So very good champion to have overall. I wish I would have her, but I do not. What I've noticed, though, is that I don't see the Rotos. So I assumed that he got the Sepulchre Sentinel and not the Rotos, okay? So I really thought about doing that on my account, but I did not. I went for the Rotos, and I somewhat regret it for a while. I still do a little bit because Sepulchre is so good overall. We also have right here the Jareg. So this is another decreased attack K1 champion, which he also uses in some cases, probably in most of the cases. Decent stats, right? 4K defense, which is really good. 231 speed. Once again, you need this guy to be relatively fast because this is on a 4-turn cooldown. So if you want this to be up all the time or as much as possible, you got to hit that 4-to-3 ratio. Okay, so ally protection, increased defense, and a decreased attack A1. Here are the masteries. This guy has, defense. We've got flat defense, accuracy, and then speed right here. Also has a Grizzled Jarl, so probably not using this guy for now. And I think he uses the Doom Priest. Okay, so this is the next champion on my list to max out because against the Affinity boss, I have such a hard time. And the Doom Priest is the answer, all right? And as you can see, she's not even maxed out, but I think she serves the purpose just right. So he got her defense percent gloves, of course, defense percent chest, speed. We've got flat defense, HP, defense. Yeah, pretty standard. Skills, are they all completely done? Yes. Here are the masteries. I'll have to copy his build because I don't know how to build mine. But this is nice. Okay, so the rest of the champions I won't spend too much time over. Maybe we can look at real quick some of his other top-notch champions right here. We do have a Tormund. We have a Speedy Arbiter with a pretty respectable amount of speed. 301, a Mountain King. Errol, and what else we've got? We did the Dracomorph. Yeah, Harvest Jack. Very nice. Also has a Lugan the Steadfast. I think he was using him before, and we had a couple of chats about using Lugan against the clan boss, but I think both of us have since dropped that idea because he now has better. Also has the Ghostborn like me, which is pretty funny. All right, so as you can see, he's got a pretty decent lineup. And now let's look at his dungeons real quick, see what kind of times he has with all these champions. Ice Golem, we have a minute 34. Wow. Royal Guard, Skull Crown, of course with the Dracomorph, Arbiter, and the Tyrant Eliximor, very good. So we won't do runs today, guys, because I really want to showcase just the clan boss. We've got the Dragon right here, very similar as well, using a Renegade to speed things up, which is nice. And what was the time? The time was 15 seconds. Wow. Okay. Maybe that was done with kind of like the speed hack back then, but I would assume it's probably under 2 minutes. All right, so we'll say 2 minutes, unless it really is 15 seconds, man. Then I need to, I really need to work on my speeds. Okay, then for the Fire Knight, I think he said the Allure is missing some gear, but typically this is what he's using. Dracomorph, man, doing such good work everywhere. What a good champion to have. About 3 minutes, that's also very nice. And then let's look at the spiders then. We've got Tyrant Eliximor again, going for the HP burn, of course, with one enemy max HP. Our miscreated monster for the survivability. Very good. Apothecary, and of course, that Dracomorph, and that is about 48 seconds. All right, let's keep going to the Great Hall, yeah, or Arena real quick. What are we at? 3,000 points. We're in gold tier 4. I wonder if he just puts himself, low. You want to be low. If you're not in platinum, you want to be in low gold tier 4, all right? Because then you can farm those medals a lot easier. I do the exact same thing. I think I'm running my Arbiter and my Foley just for the heck of it. And that means that literally every round I have easy battles, or I have teams that I can take out in a very fast way, right? Like a fast pace. So it's easy for me to use my tokens throughout the day, which is exactly what I want right now. Okay. So very nice. And then Faction Wars, where are we at with all this? Pretty good. So I'm basically just shy of 555. So you can see that we're progressing very similarly for accounts that are about as old as my own, right? So very nice. And then let's look at the Great Hall. a little bit lower here. So I don't know if perhaps he did not farm the arena as much. Maybe he did not, or he did not use all of his tokens. I know I'm super efficient with my tokens. I literally never waste a token, and I try to go to bed only when it's at 0. Make sure I'm always regenerating, right? So this does make a difference in the long run, but I think I'm sitting at about 175 right now for my Great Hall development. But it's good enough. You're in gold tier 4, you have your maximum stat bonus. All right, so now let's look at this run in action. Okay, so he sent me this recorded run. It does not have any sound, if I'm not mistaken. Let me back up here a little bit. Okay, so we got the Jareg lead. We've got the Tyrant Elixir, of course, so we've got 3 increased defense. Then we've got the, of course, counterattack shield with the Valkyrie and our Dracomorph, which is our main damage dealer, all right? So we're going to let this run a little bit, then we're going to fast forward it towards the end. But I want you guys to pay attention to how he sets up, all right? So I do believe the first set, yeah, is probably manual. A1 right there, A1 right there. And then we take a hit, so those guys are above the 190. We saw that, they're like 230 each. Then we go what seems to be A1 again, A1, A1. And then we take a big hit right there, A1. Then that was A1 again. Okay, so there we had the A2, right, from the Sepulchre Sentinel, A1 over here. So what he's going to do is stagger the ally protections, all right? So I think that when he gets started, the only thing he controls is right there, the Tyrant Elixir's A2, which he has to do manually, because if there's already an ally protection up, the AI will then decide to not use that skill. And that's a problem, because he wants to stagger those 2 ally protections for the second one to land right after the, or right, sorry, before the second big AoE, so that you take even less damage. So that's the only reason he cannot go full auto with this team, or else it would work perfectly. So I really wish that Plarium would fix this, or at least give us the ability to control the skills, at least maybe on the clan boss, man, because come on, who has the time to like sit there for 15 minutes, 20 minutes every morning, twice, just to get the best performance out of their clan boss? I don't think that's the good way to do it, okay? I played Elune last year. They allowed you to play around with the skill order. It was perfect, but unfortunately we still don't have that. So there you go. Okay, so now look at, or pay attention to his auto down here and how quickly he switches to manual to select the skill, then go right back to auto. Okay, so this allows him to have really fast runs for a team that is otherwise considered somewhat to be manual, okay? So here we go, we're getting them around. We get the stun, which is blocked by the block debuffs from the Sepulchre Sentinel. This is perfect. Like I said, you do not need your cleanser. Right there, boom. We're right back into auto. You didn't even see him go from auto to manual. That's how good he is. So I'm really impressed. What this shows me is that once you really know your team and you're well geared, well tuned, you can get really efficient at doing this, okay? So take this as an example, once again, of what is possible when you get to that point, okay? And this is the difference between probably a 3-key Ultra Nightmare versus a 2-key Ultra Nightmare, all right? So I'm still at 3 keys, he's at 2-key, even way past that. He's inching towards the 1-key Ultra Nightmare. He does still have a long way to go, I'll admit, but still, it is very nice to see. Right there, again, he went off auto. I think maybe he had to do something with the Sepulchre, or he just went off auto for a quick second right before the Tyrant. But I'm, again, very impressed by all this. So let's fast forward to the end and see what kind of results we're getting out of all this. We're past the 40 million, turn count 53. Okay, in this amount of time for a team that is, like I said, considered manual. This is really impressive. I really like this. It really encourages me to believe that I can perhaps one day do manual runs. But then again, the mornings, I'm really busy, man, with the kids and everything. I don't know. I just don't think. Anyway, we'll see. Maybe one day I will get there. So let's fast forward to the results real quick. Here we go. Okay, we're at the end. Probably going to be about 43 million. Boom. Down right there, one more hit, and here we are with a whopping 43 million damage in 13 minutes in, like I said, a team that is somewhat manual. Okay, now let's look at other results. All right, so here we have, up here first is the Nightmare. So this is a team on Nightmare. You can see that he switches things around a little bit. I forgot to show the Steel Skull, so maybe we can go have a look at that champion real quick after, but we still have our Tyrant, we still have our Dracomorph and our Valkyrie. which is probably the pillars of most of his teams, right? Sepulchre Sentinel as well, at least one decrease attack champion. Here we have against the Spirit Affinity, and this is where the Doom Priest comes into play. Okay, again, our three main champions. We've got the Jarag in this one instead of the Sepulchre because obviously it would be the weak affinity. So really nice. This is the advantage of having multiple attack, decrease attack A1 champions. So I do not know. This is probably manual as well. All right. So anyway, this is why I say I want to build my own Doom Priest. And then here's today's run on the Magic Affinity, which went south. What happened is that he missed his Q to do one of his skills, and so it ended somewhat early. And this is the problem with this team. You need to have your full attention on this while it's going. Even though you're really efficient at going between auto and manual, you can still run into this issue where if you miss it because you're distracted, that's it. You're done. Boom. Instead of getting, let's say you're 40 million, you drop down to this 27 million. But still, really nice. This is the same team, just reorganized. The Sepulchre in this case is in the lead. Okay. So very, very nice setup. Let me one more time go through the champions for you guys. We've got right here the Tyrant Eliximor, okay, with the stats, everything. We've got the Dracomorph. Then we've got the Valkyrie in the Stalwart. Then we've got our Sepulchre Sentinel right here. Very nice. We've got our Jarag. And we've got a Steel Skull, which I did not show the first time. This guy has defense percent gloves, defense percent chest, speed boots, very nice. Accuracy here as well. Okay, so really good stats overall. I had a hard time pulling off these kind of stats without using a defense banner. 228 speed. Then we've got fully maxed out and all of the masteries. So again, guys, very impressed by all this. Like I said, use this as another example of what is possible even for a free-to-play player. Okay, so if he's done it, if I've done it, you guys can do it as well. Thank you so much for watching today, guys, and I will catch you later.